being followed by a man in a Dodge Ram.
That's him, Roger.
We are finally working on the truck that I grew up in. Ron Burgundy has a great history and a lot of sentimental value, so sit down, shut the f*** up, and watch the video. Please. It hasn't started in a very long time. It's red on black, black on red, right?
I think so.
Full misfire. It's hot as shit outside. Let's get it in. Will it move? Here. This is Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy is my 2002 Chevy Silverado 1500 HD. What's a 1500 HD, Tom? The 1500 HD was kind of a special truck in 2002. It's a factory 6-liter V8, 4L80 4-wheel drive, crew cab, 6-foot bed, 8-lug truck that's still classified as a half-ton. You met? You may have remembered seeing an old video of Ron Burgundy on my channel, but I deleted it. That's because 1, the video sucked, and 2, I didn't even finish the truck in it. So this is the story of Ron Burgundy. When I was 8 years old, my dad bought this Silverado as his personal work truck / daily driver. He immediately tore the engine apart and installed a comp cam, LS6 springs, long tube headers, full exhaust, then tuned it himself. For a big gasoline truck, this thing was surprisingly fast. It shifts hard at 6,000 RPM. And in my dad's words, can put the hurt on some unassuming imports. Speak of the devil, my dad just pulled up.
Alright, so what are we talking about? How long I've had this truck?
Well, I mean, I've had it for 3 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think 2005 I bought this truck. Immediately threw a cam, long tube headers, exhaust on it, had HP tuners, and started figuring out how to tune it. A lot of family memories in this truck. It's good to keep it in the family.
We'd keep it in the family. I rode right here in the backseat of Ron on the way to school just about every single day. I watched Smokey and the Bandit on countless swap meet road trips, and we even towed noise complaint home with this thing. You see the little hole where the window switch button should be? Been fingering that hole for years. I know exactly how to get this window up. Ask your mom about my practice. About 3 years ago, Ron was getting really old and tired. My dad bought a new truck, and I just couldn't bear to see Ron leave. So I gave him $3,500 for it, and made him sign a receipt saying no matter what I did to it, he wouldn't be mad at me, and Ron was mine. Get in the hole, cameraman.
Huh?
Get in the hole in the bed of my truck.
Why?
You'll find out when you're down there. Now that I owned it, I immediately hacked the exhaust off, cranked up the torsion bars, stuffed 20x12s on it, and generally just made it my own in average high schooler fashion. Keep in mind, this thing was completely rotted and riddled with issues. The whole rear section of the frame, the bed, the inner and outer rockers, and the cab corners were all shot with rust. It was misfiring, tossing random warning lights, and breaking random things all the time. So, I sold it. Fast forward to about a year later, there was a Ron-shaped hole in my heart, and there was a Ron-shaped parking space empty in the driveway. I missed Ron, and you wouldn't believe what I found on Facebook Marketplace soon after. About to see Ron. About to see Ron. Oh, there it is. We're in Ron! Ron! Woo! That's right, a whole year after I sold it, I had my truck back. It was just as crappy as when I'd seen it last, but I had Ron, and I vowed to never sell it again and make it the badass work truck we always talked about. Over the course of the next year, I did a ton of work to Ron Burgundy. I got the frame redone, went over the entire front end and the brakes. I welded in new cab corners, inner rockers, outer rockers, and found a badass aluminum flatbed off Facebook Marketplace. I finished it off with a custom bedside exit exhaust, 24x12 rims, 5% tint, and a paint correction. Ron was badass. I drove Ron like that for a few months and had a ton of fun. Then the radiator cracked, an injector stuck, and I sold the wheels and parked it. That was a year ago. Now it's time to bring Ron back, better, faster, and cleaner than ever. Let's get to work.
Drain the coolant.
Oh. I gotta pull the AC condenser and the radiator, so I'm just gonna get the headlights out of the way while I'm at it. Wow! Good job, Tom!
Radiator is messed up. Really messed up. Somebody really messed this thing up. It's messed up. I'm worried somebody messed this thing up.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Did you say it was messed up?
No, it's fine. Now let's pull the intake manifold off to get those faulty injectors out of the way. Adios, stock throttle body. Now watch me spray myself in the face with gasoline. Fun, family-friendly activity. Beautiful. Intake bolts. LS motors are so simple. Like me. Okay. Adios, stock LQ4 intake. Throw it. Wow, that's dirty. Ugh. I just scoop that into those silly holes, can't I? I just put it in there. Everything is now a part in Ron that needs to be a part. Remember how I said I wanted it to be faster? The original plan was to put a supercharger on it, but the supercharger I bought for the truck turned out to be a monumental piece of shit. So instead, I bought something else. I figured the intake's off of it, so why not replace the crappy stock 6-liter intake with its crappy 25-pound injectors and crappy little throttle body with a brand new Trailblazer SS intake. I fitted the intake with some 36-pound injectors and a 92mm throttle body. So this new intake, all set up and retuned on Ron, should make about 15 to 30 more horsepower. We'll see. Did you know that you could buy a Trailblazer SS intake manifold on Amazon for less than $150? I outfitted this thing based off of a bunch of old truck forums I read to see what it would need to fit on Ron. Come here, let me show you what it did. So we got the base intake off Amazon, dirt cheap. We got this brand new throttle body off Amazon. I got fuel rails off of an 07 to 13 Silverado that are able to fit the taller intake. I got these 36-pound AUS injectors that came with adapters for the truck wiring harness. And to retain the factory return style fuel system, I got a Corvette fuel filter that allows us to do that. So now we can install this intake manifold, but first, we have a couple more things to do to Ron. The factory EGR valve is pretty much useless, so I'm gonna take it out because that intake doesn't have a hole for it anyways. I'm gonna pray to God that the bolts holding this EGR valve in do not snap inside the header. You hear that, Ron? That would really suck. That will ruin my kid's Christmas. Came loose! What the f*** you laughing at, bitch? Now let me try to loosen the bottom up. Bolt number 2. Do you like me today? Bolt number 2 is scary and threatening. I'm just gonna cut the pipe off. Now we can remove the EGR completely. All right, now that the second bolt is out, come look at this funny little goofy thing that the EGR is bolted to. It's got an EGR plug on the headers already. Now I'm gonna do the absolute bare minimal cleaning on this motor. I'm gonna clean off this front passenger corner that really is the only spot you could see on the block. It's a little bit yucky. We're getting there. Not quite factory yet, but we're almost there. Okay, that corner of the motor is now perfect and brand new looking, and that is all the care I'm gonna put into the appearance. Let's install this Trailblazer SS intake. Woo! That looks fast. Now let's route this ugly crap in a manner that looks less ugly. I'm gonna do that right about now. Now let's start it up and see if it pisses fuel everywhere. It's gonna run really bad because it has different injectors, but I just wanna check for fuel leaks and make sure it actually runs.
realized we're really dumb. We didn't even plug the MAF in. Let's see if it runs better. Runs about the same, but still needs tuned. Let's get back to work. First thing first, AC condenser. Wow. One. Two. Perfect. Top fan shroud. Ah, there we go. There it goes. Last step to assembly. Mass airflow sensor. Clip, click, done. Cooling time. I'm just gonna let the cooling system burp now, and then tomorrow morning, the tuner's coming to retune for the intake and injectors and get Ron running better than ever. Ron is now freshly tuned on 93. Let's see how fast it is. Let's go. Runs good. The throttle response, crazy difference. Ready? So the first thing I'm gonna do is run it up to about 40 miles an hour and then hammer on it. Because that's always been the funnest part of Ron Burgundy. The downshift into first gear. For a mode, it moves pretty good. Let me just say right now, Ron is not fast by any means. It's fast for a 4-door, 6.5-foot bed truck, but it's not fast. The 4L80E has a first gear that runs up to 55 miles an hour. So let me again say Ron is not fast, but it does sound good. It ships at $6,000. It's funny for a big gasoline truck. How's it going? We're doing a 0 to 60 test.
No, that's not a 0. It's not registered, it's not licensed. Where are you from? No.
We're being followed by a man in a Dodge Ram. I'm gonna pass by him and see if he has something to say.
That's him right there.
Nothing acting out, run him. It's kind of a shame that Ron was not that fast. Was that the guy? I mean, we weren't even doing anything bad this time. One downshift flyby. Okay. Now that that fun little adventure's over, we're back. Ron runs good. Let's make it look nice. Let's take care of Ron being the most disgusting, dirty pile of garbage it has been in years. There's literal moss growing on this truck, so it should be a pretty satisfying clean. Oh yeah. Using a clay mitt, by the way. These things do really well at getting dirt and crap off of your paint, and it also prepares it for a good buff or a hit of wax. Ron is now nice and clean again, so I'm gonna go ahead and make the front end look better than it ever has. We're gonna start by color matching this grille to the factory color. Dry, you already know you gotta hit it with that prep ball so the paint actually sticks. Primer. What I'm actually gonna do is paint this whole grille silver first so that when that burgundy paint goes on, it's not going on to black paint because that would make it appear a bit darker than the truck. So a base coat of silver will make that paint lay on much easier. Now for the Duplicolor paint match. This stuff actually matches better than a lot of aftermarket touch-up paint I bought online, so. Oh yeah, that's pretty right there. Now the grill is painted, and I'm gonna hit it with some clear coat so we can put it back on the truck. I'm calling it dry enough to test fit on the truck. See how it looks. That looks pretty decent. Now that the grill's in, I got some brand new clear headlights with these halo running lights. Let's see how terribly bad they fit, because they were only $130. They fit horrifically bad. Come on, eBay. I found a little screw, a little adjustment screw in here. Let me unscrew it some more. It's about as good as eBay will get, I think. That's good enough for me. I have wired in all the running lights. Headlights are installed, aligned as good as eBay can get. Let's see if they work. Ready? Running lights?
Yeah.
Ooh. Actually looks pretty good.
Oh, hey guys, my cameraman's gone. I think like he died in a hole or something. It's like someone killed him. It's crazy. Anyways, I just tossed a fresh coat of wax on Ron Burgundy, and now it's time for the finishing touch. Now, did you really think I was gonna leave these stock 16s with the bald mud graps on this thing? Let me just walk out of frame real quick. Boom! We got some beautiful 22x12 polished aluminum TIS wheels on some brand new Nitto Terra grapplers. Man, these look good. I spent way too much money on these. Oh yeah. Hey NASCAR, it's me, Tom again. Been waiting to hear back from you. I haven't heard anything. Your fault, NASCAR. Reach out to me via email, harleyrider69@hotmail.com. Oh yeah, Ron is back, baby. That looks pretty killer. More in store for Ron Burgundy, but for now, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching Tom's Refurb, and go get you some merch.